Just me here to talk to you about even more batshit bonkers things going on in my life. So, I am aware that I have been posting some stuff on social media recently about galactic stuff, about light language, about just crazy, crazy stuff. And I am aware that if you've known me when I was a normal human, you might think I've gone completely insane. Um, is that true? Who knows? Maybe we're all insane. But I wanted to try and just create a little video to explain what has been going on with me. My journey from being a normal human to being this galactic being that is seemingly healing people now by channeling multidimensional language. And it's just insane. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, but this is what's happening. Like, this is the truth of what's happening in my life now. Like, literally, every single day, something else is coming into my awareness. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is that real? Is that true? It's insane. And this is why, like, I've just been, how do I actually communicate this to people? Because it's just so insane. So I'm going to do my best. I did write a list of the things that I wanted to talk about, but do you know what? I'm just going to see what wants to come through and try and explain things the best I can. Don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to put the full video on YouTube. If you're watching this on a different platform, you might need to go to the YouTube link to see the full video if you want to watch it, but bear in mind, yeah, you might not want to watch it, but just see. So what's been happening? So I've been on this healing journey for, well, probably for 18 months maybe now. And when I talk about the healing journey, please don't confuse that with oh, I've got a headache, or I get migraines, or I get anxiety and I need to heal those things. It's not. I'm talking about energetic healing in our bodies, and I'm going to come on to explain more about that, because that is something that everybody needs an awareness of. But this journey for me started, like I say, probably about 18 months ago, probably longer maybe. But really it's accelerated this past 12 months. And there's been myself and quite a number of other people that have all been brought into my awareness now, who have also found that this healing journey for them has really accelerated. And the reason we believe this is happening now for us is because we need to clear out these energetic blocks and resistance that we had. So, for example, if you'd have told me 12 months ago that I am going to be here talking on a social media platform about healing people, about being galactic, I would have thought that you were insane. I would have expected you to lock me up in a mental institution, right? Let's not. This is me being honest, right? It's insane. But this is what the healing journey does. It releases all of those blocks. It helps you to be more confident. It releases all of the resistance that we've got, so we can truly be our true authentic selves without worrying about judgment, without worrying about what anyone thinks about us, without giving a flying fuck about any of that, because this is my truth. This is what I know and I believe to be true. And I'm going to speak it. And if people choose to watch it, then they choose to watch it. And if they don't, then they don't. That's cool. So this healing journey, like I said, there's been myself and a few others who we've really felt it's been propelled a lot. And we feel the reason for this is because as a collective, so the whole of humanity right now, we're going through something called the Great Awakening, or the quickening, because it seems to be speeding up quite a lot now at the moment, which is incredible. So you might have heard of people talk about the ascension of Earth, right? This is where our consciousnesses are rising. So you might be starting to ask questions about this reality. You might be starting to ask questions about what's going on in the world, the systems, the structures, the politicians, all of those, the structures that are in place. You might be starting to sort of question what's behind it. Why are things the way they are? You might be starting to notice that time's speeding up. You might be starting to notice that you're losing your memory. You might be just starting to notice that you're not feeling like you're quite fitting in with the same people that you used to fit in with. You might be feeling like you're not really happy and settled in your job anymore. All of these things is because your consciousness is rising. And this is happening to a lot of us right now. Naturally it is, but also because we are going through this transition. The planet is going through the transition. Humans, we are going through the transition as well at the same time. It is incredible. It's an amazing time to be alive. The thing is, what we need to be aware of now, because this is happening, we're seeing a lot of truths coming out on TV, right? In social media. These things have been there and available for a lot of years, but they've been labeled conspiracy theories. And so, you know, people tend not to believe or look at the conspiracy theories. However, you know, we're starting to open our minds to them now and realize that there's a lot of truth hidden in the conspiracy theories. um, but because this is now becoming mainstream, and we're starting to see, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is happening. How can this happen? How can these people treat humanity the way they are? It gets dark, it gets deep. There's a lot of like, oh, horrific things. Like it gets really, really dark and it gets really, really deep. And here's the way you have the choice, right? Let me explain something. We are, first and foremost, we are energetic beings. Like everything is energy, everything is frequency. You might be aware of that, you might not be aware of that. Have a look at it. If you want some science to back that up, it's all there. But everything is energy and frequency. And what we have going on in our energetic fields is what we attract in our reality, in our experience around us. So if we are focusing on the fear, on the bad things going on in the world, the war, this, that, and the other, then we're going to attract that to us, right? We're going to experience that in our life. If we focus on like good things to feel really grateful for, appreciation for, beauty, everything outside, nature. If we focus on what we do have and the good things in our lives, then we naturally attract more of that good stuff into our life experience. Now, this has been proven over and over again. If you need the science to back that up, look up people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. If you are spiritually minded already, you know, check out Abraham Hicks. Check out Bashar as well. He's amazing at channeling information too. It's all out there for you to have a look at. I've got loads of resources as well on my website too. You know, if this is like starting to resonate with you and you're like, oh my gosh. So you're faced with a choice, right? All of this stuff is coming out in the media. We're going to be finding out like some proper deep dark stuff that's going to happen. It's going to come out and it might scare you and you might be like, oh my gosh. But do you know what? You've got a choice. You either focus on that and then you attract all of that into your experience, or you choose to focus on the incredible stuff, on the really good stuff. And this is why I feel like I've been pushed forward through this healing journey so that I can help to shine that light on all of the good stuff. And what I mean by that is that you are a limitless being, right? Every single one of us here, we have the power and potential to create anything that we want in our life experience. Like, I know that's difficult to get your head around, but hopefully by the end of this video, I'll give you some examples of what I've seen and witnessed and know of, to help you to start like trying to get your head around that, because that's huge for me to tell you that you can create anything that you want in this life. There are no limits. There is no ceiling on that. The only thing that is getting in your way is, like I say, your vibration, your energy, and your belief and your thoughts around that, which create your emotional body, right? So we have a choice. We have a choice to focus on the dark stuff, the deep dark stuff, or we have a choice to focus on, oh my gosh, this is what could potentially be my reality if I just do the healing, the inner work, and this is what I'm going to come on to. So like I've said, we are energetic beings. We are, first and foremost, we are energy, we are frequency. However, we are unaware of this because we tend to live most of our lives from our heads. Our minds are programmed with what's going on in this world around us. We consume stuff going on around us, the TV, we're running a program constantly. I've got to get up, got to go to work, got to do this, got to pick the kids up, got to take them here, got to take them there. We're constantly full of that stuff going on in our heads. And because of that, most of us don't have a clue about how we are actually feeling in our bodies. Like the way that we feel is pretty redundant unless something extreme happens and then the feeling comes up. Now, in order to really be able to move forward and be able to manipulate the energy in which way we need to manipulate the energy to create good things in our lives, we need to be able to feel what is going on in our bodies. And in order to do that, the first thing we need to do is just be able to slow down. So this program that we've got, like go, 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 it's not by default. Like there's a reason the matrix puts so much pressure on us, so much financial pressure, so much pressure on us to live up to what expectations are, so much pressure to, oh, you've got to be the perfect mom and take your kids to 1,000,000 clubs on a night. There's all of that pressure, right? And it's to keep you living in your head, so you cannot actually tune into your heart, so you can't tune into your emotions. So if I asked you now, what do you feel like doing right now? I guarantee your head's going to kick in. Well, I need to go do the washing. I need to plan what we're going to have for tea tomorrow, and I need to do this. That's all you need to do. That's your program running. Your body is what you feel like doing, and the more you slow down and try and give yourself time and permission just to sit and just be, the more you're able to tune in to start to recognize these emotions going on in your body. So that would be my number one tip for you. If anything that I've said resonate, just try and understand what's going on in your body. Because if you can start to feel your emotions, then you can start to use your emotions, use your energy in motion, your emotion to create better energy in your field, which then creates better things. It attracts more, the better things into your life experience. So I'm going to come on and talk to you about the healing journey that I was talking about. So as we know, everything is energy, everything is emotion. Now, every single time you've experienced a low vibrational emotion, so every single time that you maybe have wanted to cry in the past, every single time that you have felt angry or sad and you haven't been able to process those emotions. So maybe you was at school and you wanted to cry, maybe somebody was being mean to you and you weren't able to cry because you might have felt silly for crying. Every single time that you might have got told off for something that you haven't done and you felt anger inside you, but you had to keep that anger in. That is in your body, that is stored in your subconscious, right? It is stored in your DNA. Like our bodies are incredible like inventions, creations. It literally stores everything in there. And with that, it creates the program that creates you, that creates who you are, your personality. So, for example, we call it, I call it healing. Some people call it the shadow work. Some people call it healing the inner child, the inner work. Any of those labels is what I'm referring to here. So, for example, if you are a person who maybe feels like, oh, you could do with more confidence, then that's the surface level symptom of something going on deeper, right? That's a surface level symptom of this trauma, that you've experienced at some point in your life. Now, what I mean by that is when we hear the word trauma, we think, oh, it's got to be something big and bad. However, if you are a person who feels like you want more confidence, that could have happened. That could be lead back to something as little as you were 5 years old, you was at school, you put your hand up and you said something, and another child might have laughed at you. In that moment, that would have been traumatic to you to experience that because you felt silly. You felt like somebody was laughing at you, not taking you seriously. I don't know, maybe not 5, maybe 7, who knows? And in that moment, your subconscious holds on to that experience. I put myself out there and I said something and it was uncomfortable. It was traumatic. And that stays in your body. That stays in your body. Your body holds on to that. So now as an adult, and you're thinking, why don't I ever speak up for myself? Why don't I ask for that promotion? Why can't I start my business? I would love to do this, but I would never have the confidence to do that. The reason you don't have the confidence to do that is something in your past. And even though now your conscious mind this is what happens, because this is what happened to me when I first heard this. I'm thinking, no, I've had a good life. Nothing bad's happened to me. This happened when I was that age, but I've dealt with that and it's fine, because this is what our conscious mind wants to do. This is what our ego tries to keep us safe. Our ego doesn't want us to be aware of any of this, because the minute we're aware of it, we can deal with it, process it, but our ego thinks it's going to be traumatic for us. And that's the job, is to keep us safe. Well, we know we're safe. We're not 5 anymore. We're not in a classroom. We don't care if somebody laughs at us anymore. But this small part of us, this inner child part, remembers that. And our minds are probably thinking now, well, I'm fine. I've got no trauma. I can guarantee every single one of us has trauma, right? Every single one of us has like energetic traumas in our body, low vibrational things going on in our body that need release. And if we didn't, we would literally be levitating now, right? So this healing journey that I'm talking about, that I've been on, which has allowed me to access these really high frequency gifts, activate more of my DNA, the 12 strands of DNA that we were supposed to have. So that was another thing as well, just to mention. I don't know if I've already mentioned this. But yeah, all of us have access to these superpowers, right? All of us have access to being able to access these high multidimensional gifts. We know that, a lot of us know that we only use like a small part of our brain, right? There's a reason for it, because many years ago, when the first Homo sapiens like actually came into Earth to be here, our DNA was clipped at 2 strands. We're supposed to have 12 strands of DNA. And part of this great awakening, part of this ascension, is being able to reconnect some of those strands of DNA to be able to access these higher multidimensional gifts of ours that we can all have access to. And I'm going to demonstrate one of these with you on the end of this video, so you can feel it yourself, so you can hopefully experience something, so you know that I'm not talking complete and utter bollocks. So that gives you an idea of how, like that example about confidence, that gives you an idea of how we keep ourselves in this box. It's like a glass box, right, of the personality that we are, and we put limitations on ourselves, and we're like, we can't possibly do this thing, or that wouldn't be possible for me. But it's because of these experiences and these emotions, these traumas that we hold in our bodies. Now, one of the biggest things, let's talk about money, right? Now, when I first started my healing journey, I've been married for 22 years, successful business, amazing kids, amazing life, like everything is perfect in my life. Why do I need to heal? What did I have to prove? The one thing that was annoying me in my life was the fact that I would sign a client, I would generate loads of money, but then before long, it was like it'd all go. Instead of generating money and then more money and more money, and getting to like a really comfortable place, it was like I had to get rid of the money as quickly as it came in. And I noticed this pattern in my life. And it's like, well, what is it in my vibration that feels like it's unsafe for me to have money? What is it in my vibration that feels like I need to push it away? What is it in my vibration that's making me spend it quicker than I'm earning it? Now, I was brought up Christian, right? My dad went into every single version of the real church there was going. And obviously with religion, it's all programmed, isn't it? It's a matrix. When I get programmed, we get told what to think and believe. And, we've all got this program. A lot of us have got this program that rich people are evil, or money is evil. Rich people are mean. It's bad to have lots of money. They're selfish. All of these things that we put on money. So I was like, what's going on in my vibration when it comes to money? What beliefs am I carrying that I'm not aware of, but might be going on inside my vibrational field, which means I've got to push it away. So what was interesting was I'd done a lot of work around, remember the healing journey? We're like onions, right? We are onions. And when we start this healing journey, we start working on little outer layers first. because our subconscious will only ever give us what we are able to heal and release. So if you have experienced like deep trauma and you know you've experienced like some pretty horrific things in your childhood, I would definitely recommend working with somebody to hold space with you. And I'm going to do another video talking about different healing modalities and what you can do to start this. But just generally, your subconscious will only give you what you are able to heal. So when you start the healing journey, you get nice little snippets of things that you can work through nicely and easily and just release, acknowledge it's gone, and then it's no longer got a hold over you. So I've been on my healing journey a while, and then I was asking in a session, I was working on myself, and I was really curious to know, like, what is the next layer of this? What is the next layer of this resistance around money for me? Where does it come from? And what my subconscious took me back to was a memory of when I was about 18. Now, when I was 18, I had an uncle. He was my grandma's boyfriend. He wasn't really an uncle. He was my grandma's boyfriend. He was called Reg. And he was the most beautiful man that he was so loving, so generous. So my parents, when they weren't very wealthy at all when we grew up, you know, I always wore my brother's old clothes. We never really got taken anywhere. We didn't get bought many things when I was little. So when Reg used to take us out with my grandma, we'd go to parks, and he'd buy us ice cream with a flag in it and bits on top. And it was just so nice because he really treated us like, and it was just those little things that it was just beautiful. Okay, Reg was absolutely, it was just the person in my life when I was younger who just treated me, you know, he was so generous, and it was just lovely. So when I was 18, right, I always had this really strong bond with Reg. Like, I would always look after him. And when he got older, I made sure I was the one who would take him to IKEA and buy him his furniture, and I'd put the flat pack furniture up for him and things. Because I got my first car when I was 18 for £300. It was a Nissan Micra. It was really old and brown, but I loved that car. But Reg said to me, I think I must have taken him out for the day, and he said one day, he said, "Let me take you to Carcraft, and I want to buy you a car. We'll trade this one in and we'll get you a car." I was like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So we did, and I had no expectations. You know, I didn't expect anything. It was an amazing gift. It was just like, yeah, totally mind blowing. I don't even like, there was nothing like that ever happened in my life before that. So for him to offer to buy me a car was massive. So what happened? We went, and he bought me the most beautiful car. It was a silver Peugeot 106. It was a convertible, right? It had an electric roof. It had leather seats. It had power steering. It was beautiful. It was like an absolute dream. It, it was just gorgeous. It was just gorgeous. And he bought me this car, and I took him home and I dropped him off at his house, and I told my mum, and my mum went absolutely skits. She went insane. She was so disappointed that he had spent this amount of money on me and he hadn't spent that amount of money on my brother. It created a massive rift in the family. And I just felt awful for him. I felt awful for him because he'd just gone and spent this amount of money on me, and he got so much joy in doing that. And we were both really happy, and he got so much joy from seeing how happy I was. And then he spoke to, and he was quite close to my mum. And it was awful. It was the worst experience. There was so much tension. I felt guilty. I felt sad. I felt, I just, I just blamed myself for the whole situation. It was horrible. Now, this memory came up to me, and I realized in that moment the reason why I had been pushing away money or not being open to receiving money was because my subconscious related it to trauma. Yeah, because I saw all that pain that he went through. I thought I'd created all that pain. Um, and so my subconscious created a program inside my body that associated wealth and nice things with being traumatic, causing grief, causing pain to other people. And that's why. And then they started to realize I worked through that and released and healed that. And then I started to realize actually that's why I always struggled to receive things. If anybody wanted to give me a gift, I'd always be like, had to give them something back in return. If somebody wanted to pay for a coffee or something for me, I had to give them back something because I could never receive, and that kind of helped me to realize that. So I just wanted to give that example of how when we're on this healing journey and we get to know ourselves better and we can release some of this stuff, it brings things into our awareness. Now, that memory was not something I was consciously aware of. So if you're thinking now, oh, well, I don't have anything around money, or I don't have anything to heal, you won't know it because your mind's protecting you from it. It's only when you start doing the diving and the digging in that you start to get to know yourself deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And the interesting thing about this memory is universe, spirit, kept popping into my mind. After this had happened, they kept saying to me, put a big offer on your website. So I've been a coach for however many years now. And at the time I was charging. So I started off being a coach to help people to start their own businesses. And at the time I was charging about 3,600 for 12 weeks, right? For 3 months to work with me. That's what I was charging. And I don't think I'd had a client sign up because I'd just increased my prices. And I don't think I'd had a client sign up at that price. And Spirit said to me, put a high ticket offer on your website. And I'm like, high ticket? That's already high ticket. But what came to me was double it, make it for 6 months. And I'm thinking, no way is anybody ever going to pay me over £7,000 to work with me. No way whatsoever. But it kept coming into my mind to do this. So I did it. And I thought, I'm not talking about this on social media because people will think I am batshit bonkers. Who does she think she is charging that amount of money to work with her? Right? I never spoke about it. Didn't put it on social media. Just put it on my website like I was guided to do. Within about 2 days, I met a lady for coffee that I'd spoken to probably twice before, and I met her for a coffee. What that led to was the day after, I had somebody who wanted to take me up on that £7,000 offer. And the day after that, they paid me in full. I was like, okay, universe, I'm listening. And this is the thing, okay, so when you get out of your head, you know, this program that we run, this like gotta go to work, gotta do this, gotta do that, because I've got to like market myself, I've got to be all over social media, I've got to talk about my offers constantly. When you get out of your head all these programs that we run and you really surrender to this healing journey and you like feel guided by what your heart's telling you to do, like the universe just goes, there you go, because the idea of having to earn money is just a belief, it's just an idea. And when we really get to the crux of it and find out actually what is going on in our vibration around money, and we heal that out and we put our trust in the universe as well, knowing that there is a higher power that's there guiding us, like it literally just helps us and just guides us through and hands us what we need to move forward. So yeah, that's just another little example of this healing journey and how it happens, because that's what's happened this past year. You know, I've not really been working. I have hardly really spoken about any of the services that I offer, anything that I do. It's never felt in alignment to me anyway to be constantly on social media. You know, a lot of the coaches in my coaching days would be like, you've got to be consistent, you've got to keep showing up, you've got to do this, you've got to post 1 million stories a day. And I always thought, you know what, that doesn't resonate with me. Do I want to do that? Do I feel good to do that? Does that feel like it's in alignment for me to do? Or does that feel like that's work? Does that feel like it's a chore? And yeah, it feels like that's work and it feels like it's a chore. And this life isn't about working, being a chore. This life is about getting to know ourselves, to be able to come into alignment with who we are so that we can shine, so that we can truly bring our gifts, our uniqueness to the world. And then we get the reward, the financial reward for doing that in compensation for our time and our energy and our gifts. And it just happens naturally. We shouldn't need to chase anything. If you are chasing anything and putting effort in, then you're not in alignment with who you are. And I know this takes time, you know, this is probably going a bit deeper than what I wanted to go, but just to give you awareness that you can do this as well. Every single person can do this. Every single one of us, we are all unique. We all have completely unique gifts. We all have divine gifts. We are all part of the divine, right? We are all that, whatever we talk, whatever label we want to put it on, God, source, divinity, creation, whatever, universal intelligence, whatever name you want to put on that higher power that is there, we are all part of that, and we all have something unique to bring to the world, that once we do that and we trust that, we can like create huge abundance just by doing that, and just by clearing out some of this energetic stuff going on inside of ourselves. Yeah, we should all be living like a really good life of abundance and happiness. And that's what I want. That's part of the message that wants to come through. So those are just some ideas of like what I mean by the healing journey. So what I wanted to talk to you about as well is when you start doing this work and clearing out some of these vibrations. So on that example, I was feeling guilt. I was feeling like it was my fault. I was feeling grief. I was feeling all of these vibrations. But because I recognize them, acknowledge them, release them, it's gone. Not only did the universe reward me with a huge amount of money in my bank account, but my vibration rises. Yeah. So we've got different versions of vibration. Like now, if you are aware of how you feel, you might be feeling happy, excited, joyful. That's your vibration, right? But you've got your subconscious stuff that you're holding on into your vessel, your physical vessel, that you don't know about. But once we clear this stuff out, it helps our overall vibration rise as well, which means is that what that means is that we are open then to receiving higher vibrations, more of our soul self into our physical body. And this is what I want to talk to you about, because this is what's happened with me recently. Crazy shit starts to happen. So, you know, depending on how spiritual you are, you might already have like spiritual gifts. You might see things, hear things, feel guided by things. I've never had any of those gifts. And I always wondered what was wrong with me. When the idea of spirituality came to me a couple of years ago, I was like, well, I don't see things. I don't hear things. I don't seem to get messages. Like, what's wrong with me? And I'm there trying to put turmeric on my third eye, trying to open up my intuition. I'm there like listening to all these meditations, thinking, why can't I see anything? It's just black. There's nothing there for me. And then all of a sudden, like spirit was like, boom. Actually, what happened? What happened? I had a soul activation and a soul reading in December. Indigo Blue Star. Amazing. But they said to me, they said, Laura, light language is going to be huge for you. You're going to be talking light language online. And I'm thinking, I'm not. there's no there's no way I'm going to be doing that. Saying you're going to be doing light language online, and you're going to be healing people, you're going to be activating people, and you're going to be bringing people into alignment, because on a soul level they know your soul because you've been doing this on different realms. I'm like, I aren't speaking light language online. And then it turns out Ryan and the girls went away in January for 7 weeks. In that 7 weeks, I did a lot of the healing, like what I've been talking about. But I am going to do a separate video on healing and all the different modalities. I've trained in quite a lot of modalities, but there's loads out there. Um, and then what happened was then it just dropped in. Light language. But it didn't just drop in. It fucking dropped in. Like, I went to go see my spiritual healer, Phoenix. She's another incredible soul that I was led to. And and again, you know, this is a lot of the work she does is getting us into alignment with who we truly are, releasing some of this deep rooted trauma and things. And she was like, this gift's coming in, be careful, your frequency's high, you need to be careful with where you go and who you're around, and get out in nature, ground yourself a lot. So I did. And then yeah, this gift just came in like a bolt of lightning. And I was just sat one night, and it just came to me, just set the intention to speak Arcturian, and out it came. Set the intention to speak Palladian, out it came. Set the intention to speak something, and just it came. All these star systems, I ain't got a fucking clue what's out there, like multiverse, diamond, whatever. I got no idea, no awareness of that. But I think there's quite a lot of stuff out there. I think there's a lot of planets out there. Apparently, I'm in contact with quite a lot of them. And with this light language, I was helping people, like there's a modality called going beyond the veil, which is where you connect to your spirit guides, your spirit team. We've all got spirit guides, we've all got spirit teams, right? If you're listening to this now, there's no coincidence that you're listening to this now. Your guides, your spirit team have guided you to listen to me now, because there'll be something in this video that can help you. If yeah, and if you want help on your journey, if you want help with anything, just ask them. Like, just be like, okay, team, if you're there, show me a sign. Ask them to show you a sign, but be open to see it. Like, slow down enough to see it. If you see something, just don't tell yourself it's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. They're all around you. They're always trying to communicate with you. So there's going beyond the veil to help you to connect to your spirit team. And they've crossed over with loved ones, like any, it's just incredible. It's amazing. If you want more information, you'll find it on the website. And then there's going beyond the galactic veil, which is to help you to connect to your galactic family, right? To your galactic guides. For those of us who feel like we might not quite belong here on Earth, maybe you've always felt like you're a bit of an outcast. Maybe you've always felt like, you know, you've always had this feeling inside that you've always felt like you wanted to go home. Going beyond the galactic veil is amazing for that. And so I was doing this with clients, and using the light language, and they're like, oh my gosh, Laura, this is straight away, this headache's gone, and I feel this, and I'm feeling that, and I've got that. They're getting the activations with light language coming through. Sorry, I'm just releasing. Yeah, it's just insane. It's just insane. And I will do a little bit. Do I feel like it's right to do? Yeah, okay, we'll do a bit. And we'll do a bit of light language in a bit. I'm wearing this massive rock around my neck because I went to go see Phoenix again the other day. And I passed out in a supermarket a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, because of the frequencies. I ended up in A&E and I had to get my head glued up. And she told me off. She's like, what are you doing in a supermarket? Like, what do you mean? What am I doing in a supermarket? She says, you can't go into those places anymore because it's too heavy. The frequency and vibration too heavy for you. And because I'm like integrating all of these new galactic DNA dimension things going on. It's just so interesting. But yeah, what else did I want to say to you? So I'm gonna do a little bit of light language. So first of all, I just want to say, if anything that I have said to you has resonated, like if you've listened to this and you're curious and maybe you're like, what's going on? I have created just a little PDF download of little things that you can start to do in your life to help you just to maybe start to open up a little bit more to what I've been talking about, to different dimensions, opening up your consciousness a little bit. So I've got that as a download. if you go to my website, you will see that it's completely free. It'll just hopefully help you to start to move forward, and start to really step out of this matrix, this like program that we're constantly running in our heads. I also have a membership, which is £33 a month, but oh my gosh, it is incredible. I've purposely created something that has access to lots of different healing modalities. So when it comes to healing modalities, yes, there are lots that are free. I've trained in probably 3 or 4 now, maybe more, and paid to do that. And the reason why I did that is because I was serious about my healing journey. I knew that I wanted to clear out the frequencies, the vibrations that were holding me back in my body. But I know that that's not, something that people might be able to afford to do a lot of. So I've created a membership where I have got some amazing healers that I've been working with. And in the membership, you have access to breath work, which is incredible. It's not just the Wim Hof stuff. Let me tell you, that is powerful. That's with Natalie. She is incredible at what she does. We've got quantum healing, we've got heart healing. And let me tell you about heart healing. Now, at the risk of going off on one again here, heart healing. When I first heard about heart healing, I'm thinking, heart healing? No, my heart's fine. I've not got a broken heart. I've been married for like however many years, and I've never had like a bad breakup or anything like that. So I don't need heart healing. But one of the questions before I signed up for 3 sessions of heart healing when I was on my own for those 7 weeks, and Kaylee, incredible, again in my membership, she sent me a questionnaire before we started this heart healing. And one of the questions was, what did you learn from your parents about unconditional love? And again, the head wants to jump in and go, oh, it's fine. I know my parents loved me. They were just busy. They had to work hard, to make sure we had enough food and to pay for the mortgage and all that kind of thing. So your head wants to jump in and say that, you're loved. But I know I've been on this healing journey. I know that I need to go deeper. So I go deeper. What did my parents teach me about unconditional love? What did my parents teach me about unconditional love? Did I feel loved as a child? Did I feel loved? And then it was like, did I feel loved? Did I feel loved? And honestly, I felt like I was tolerated. I felt like they liked me. I felt like, yeah, I felt like they liked me. Did I feel like they loved me? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Because here's the thing, right? I felt like you go to school, right, as a kid, and you try and do your best. You try and work hard, and you come home from school and you've got really good rapport, and you get that attention from your dad. It's like, oh my God, he likes me. He likes me. And you try really hard at home to do things and to do jobs around the house, and mum gives you some praise for it. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting attention off mum. That's what it was like when I was growing up. But did I feel actually loved? And I don't think I did. I don't think I did. And now this is going to go deep, right? This is going to go deep. So when we are born into this life as babies, we're born, and it's like we cry and we get everything we need, and nappies change and we get the milk. And then we smile, and our parents are like, wow, the baby smiled. Wow, you've done so well. And then you roll over, and again you get all of this praise. Wow, they've rolled over. Wow. And then you start to walk, and again it's like, yes, you're amazing, you're amazing. And then before long, like, boundaries get set, right? Boundaries get set. There's expectations of you. You have to do things. If you are creative and you draw here, then that's okay, that's acceptable. If you are creative and you draw on the wall, that's not acceptable to see. And we're trying to make sense of this world that we've just been born into, and quickly we start to see that the positive praise that we get is attached to something that we do. We have to do something in order to feel like we're good enough, like we're worthy, like we are loved, like we are lovable. And when we start to realize this, and then you carry that through to the adult that you are now, who's constantly trying to please the people around you, the adult who maybe is always doing more and going the extra mile at work, the adult who can't say no, the adult who people pleases, the adult who's putting so much time and stress and pressure on themselves to do more, to try harder, to be more productive, to people please. And it's like, interesting. Are we doing these things because we want to feel loved? Are we doing these things because we want to feel worthy? We want to feel appreciated? And then you ask yourself, what the fuck is love? This word that we put on, this label we put. And I'm going to do a whole another video on this because this is deep, but I'm just going to leave you with this. When you think about the people in your life and you think, I love that person, do you love that person? Or do you love the way that person makes you feel? Do you love that person, or do you love that that person makes you feel loved? That that person makes you feel needed, wanted, validated, worthy? That that person makes you feel useful? That makes you feel, insert whatever word there is there, that makes you feel successful, that makes you feel whatever it is. And then figure out if you do love the people that you think you love in your life, or do you love something that they make you feel? And this is again part of this healing journey, because when you realize this and you recognize in yourself that part that's probably feeling a little bit unworthy or unloved or unlovable or not good enough, because we all have it. Well, I'm saying we all, most of us, I would imagine. Once you heal that part and you become whole, so you're not looking externally for this person, I'm going to do this for this person because then they can make me feel that way, and I'm going to do that for that person because they can make me feel that way. When you do the healing so that you know you are good enough inside, you know you are worthy, you know you are capable, you know you are whole, then you can come from that really true place of being able to show up as you, but also you've got an idea of the relationships that you're entering into, and the relationships that you have, the relationships that you form are because you want those relationships for the right reasons, and not just because they make you feel a certain way. Yeah. And that's deep. That's deep. So like I said, on love, I'm going to go onto a whole new video because, oh my gosh, it is so deep. What I've learned this past year especially is incredible. But just getting back to the membership, so we've got breathwork, we've got quantum healing, we've got the heart healing, we've got meditations, we've got light language channelings, I've got quantum flame healing as well. There's loads going on. I'll be on the veil. I've got Serena doing group Going Beyond the Veil sessions. I'm going to get somebody to do group belief coding sessions in there as well. So it's basically, if you're serious about this journey of ascension, you're serious about clearing out this low vibrational stuff so that you too can like access this higher vibrational stuff and start to move forward and create a life that you absolutely want, because you've not got this resistance, this baggage holding you back anymore. This membership will be bloody brilliant for you. But just be aware, if you think this conversation has been a bit crazy today, brace yourself, because we go to a whole new level of woo in that membership. It was so interesting. I was talking to a girl on messages yesterday, and it's I can't even begin to start to tell you the conversations we've been having this past couple of weeks, and what's been coming into our awareness has been insane. But she said at the start, she says, I thought I was too crazy for this group, and then I thought the group was too crazy for me. Now I realize we are exactly right, because if you're thinking and feeling things, there's a reason you're thinking and feeling things, right? Everything that's coming into your awareness is coming into your awareness for a reason. We are waking up as a species now. We are growing, we are evolving. Please, 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 please always speak your truth, because there is something in there that will resonate. And when you start to see the synchronicities, and when you say something and somebody else is like, oh my gosh, that's just coming to my awareness as well. There's no coincidences. It's coming into our awareness for a reason. Everything's happening at the right time for a reason. And it's insane. It's insane. There's no way that I can explain any of this stuff. The conversations that I'm having, like I said, every single day, like people are telling me things that are happening in their lives. It's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm also doing online light language channelings as well for energy clearings, for activation of soul gifts, and for just to bring in, you know, if you've got an intention, if you've got any healing that needs doing, you might have physical healing, there might be emotional healing, if you want to activate a certain gift. So whatever intentions you've got, there's a couple of options there on my website as well for the light language activations. What I would say is, though, as well, and I don't know why I need to say this now, but what I would say is with the activations, our physical bodies will only allow in what we're capable of allowing in. So if we are holding on to a lot of low frequency and dense vibrations going on inside of us, like I was explaining, you know, this resistance around receiving, for me, the self-confidence, having that program of constantly having to do, that is a massive one. So if that is you, dive into it. Where is that coming from? It's showing you for a reason. And if you've got a physical symptom in your body is showing you what it needs to heal, right? Your body is always trying to communicate to you, because your body is capable of healing itself 100%. Whatever it is, your body is capable of healing itself, and it is always trying to tell you what it needs to be able to heal. And it's about getting in tune with your body, using some of these modalities so you can understand what it is your body needs, what it needs to heal, release, let go of, what traumas it needs to let go of. Even diseases, even chronic diseases, right? But also bear in mind, we all come into this life with a soul contract. We decide before we come into this life what we're here to do, what we're here to learn, what we're here to experience, how we're going to do that. We have contracts with every single person that is in our reality as well. And when we're born, we go through this veil of amnesia. We forget it all. So we come in blind and we're like, oh my gosh, that's happened to me and that's happened to me, and I'm such a victim because these people are bad to me. No, you're here to learn lessons, and they are there. You have contracted with them to help you to learn the lessons. Now, this is really high conscious stuff, right? So if you notice patterns going on in your life, it's there for a reason. If you've got somebody that you're absolutely hating on, they're there for a reason. What are they trying to teach you? What is it that you need to heal and release in your body to move past that lesson? Look up Dolores Cannon. She is incredible at explaining this stuff. So just be aware of that. Everything is always happening for you. Everything is always happening for you. Everything is always trying to teach you something, or it's a lesson. It's there for expansion. It's there for your growth, for your soul's journey. I'm in this place now where I have just sold my house. I have not got a clue what my life looks like moving forwards. The house is sold. I haven't got a clue where I'm going to go live, what that looks like, what life's going to look like with Roy and the girls moving forward. I've got no idea at all, and I have fully trusted, fully surrendered the whole entire lot to the universe, because I have seen enough now. I have seen enough to know that I fully can trust and surrender the whole situation, and I am so freaking excited for what can happen next, because I know that I am a vibrational match to only amazing things coming into my life. And even if something seemingly bad happens, bad or good, that's just meaning we put on it with our minds from our past experience. But anything that happens in our lives is always happening for our greatest good. So even if something seemingly bad happens, I know it's happening for a reason. I know it's for my greatest good and the greatest good of the people around me that I love as well. So it's just it's just knowing that to the core of your being and being able to move forward, just being curious and open to see what's out there. You know, what are your guides trying to teach you? What are they trying to show you? What are these lessons that you need to learn? What is this growth? What is the next level for you? Yeah, kind of gone off on a tangent there, but I just wanted to mention that. So I'm just going to finish by doing a little light language channeling. Now, like I say, this is multidimensional language. I don't know the interpretation yet of what is coming through, but I was with Serena yesterday, the day before yesterday, and we were being a little bit cheeky in some of the intentions that we were asking to channel from some of these beings. We're like, ooh, let's try this. Let's see what comes through. Let's see what comes through here. And it was proper powerful stuff. Like proper powerful stuff. Like I felt like I was almost going to pass out after it. And that's why I'm wearing this massive piece of shungite, because one of the questions was why, what I was asking. So I was asking the question, I was channeling the answer, and Serena was like interpreting it and writing down the answer. One of my questions was, what happened in the supermarket? Why did I pass out? And the answer was because the frequencies were too high. You know, I can't be around like normal people. Can't be around in those buildings anymore. So I was like, okay, how do I function as a human? But I was just asking, you know, how do I ground this, and how do I move past this? And what came through, interestingly, was shungite. Now, shungite is a stone. I have loads of little shungite pyramids. I bought them when I first started waking up to the matrix back in 2020, when you hear about EMF and all of the frequencies and all of that stuff. I bought a load of shungite, and I've not used it. I've not worn it for ages. I've been wearing crystals. But it was interesting because I was like, I have some shungite. So I've been sleeping with my shungite pyramids and things around me. So that's been cool. So yeah. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to channel some light language. What I would say is, if you are open to feeling this in your body, so you know that, you know, I'm not talking bollocks, then just set the intention. Just be like, okay, guides, if you are out there, I'm open to feeling this in my body, so I know she's not talking bollocks. Yeah, just say it. And what I would say is, just try your best just to see if you can breathe, and imagine like you breathe into your heart. Like just imagine that you're breathing light into your heart, and just set the intention really just to receive what wants to come through. That you will feel it. Maybe feel a sensation in your body. Maybe just feel a pull in your heart. Just set the intention so that you can feel something inside your body from this. Just to validate, maybe that, if you want validation from what I'm saying, that validation that anything is possible for you, that you absolutely are a divine being, that you absolutely can create anything that you want in your life. Just set the intention to receive some sort of validation in your body through this little light language transmission. And I'm just going to set the intention, just thank you for the protection that is always around me, to make sure that this is only going to the right people, only being received by high vibrational, good intentional beings. Yeah, setting the intention just to see what wants to come through for everybody's highest good. Whoever's watching this, whenever they're watching this, at whatever moment in time this is, let's just see what wants to come through from spirit. Goatiki atoko saki atone yaki asokotiki ki atoko sokotiki ano yukotari akotoko sikiki atakati kyonoya. Hayani akoni akasi kyotori akatiki kyori akotoko sikiki atoko ni ataki atoko. Kiatoria kasati akoti kiatoria kata. Kiatoria kati kiatokota kati kikiote kiano yokoti kiano yokosakitata yokotiano yokosikia. Kionia kasakiato diakati kiatoko na yakatasi kiano yokota. Oya sana yakiano yokasa kiano yokata. Hayana yakasokoti kotoria kasaki kotaria kotekiano yaktia kosokutu na yakatiki ano yukotokoso. Hoyani yakasaki atokosokoti ana yakatakasa. Hayokasi kutu kasaki kiotokosoko ana yakati ano yoko. Kiataki ano yokasi kia kona yakasaki atokosaki atanyakatika sokuto. Hayo kiatoko sa yoko te kiatoko sa kiatoko nyakatasi anayakasata. Kia yakasi kiato no yokatakasiki. Kiotoko sa kiatoko na yakatakasa na yokotoko so. I think that's it. If you want to hear more light language from me, I've got a page on my website. When it first got downloaded, I got a bit carried away and I was like, right, let me speak fairy, let me speak dragon, let me speak Palladium. I can't even think of all the star systems that are out there. Like there's so many, but there must be about 20 on my website of all the different ones. Because some people now, obviously with consciousness raising, they're like, I know I'm Palladian, I know I'm Arcturian, I know I'm from Sirius. And they want to hear that specific one. So this is just what's come through me. I don't know what's right or wrong. I'm still learning. Please don't think I've got all the answers. I absolutely have not. Only take what resonates, because we are all here to learn different things, experience different things. My truth, it might be completely different to your truth. Just go with what feels right to you. You will always have all the answers you need inside of yourself. Tune out of your mind, tune into your heart, ask for answers, ask your guides. They are always with you. They are always trying to communicate with you. So just be open to them. If you see something on TV or something gets posted through your door, or you feel the urge to ring somebody randomly, or you just feel like there's little signs. They are signs, right? They're not coincidences. We need to get out of our heads there and be like, oh no, that's coincidence. It's not coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, right? There's always communication coming your way. There's always your guide trying to guide you to, to move forward for your own soul expansion. So I hope that has blown your mind, probably. No, I don't hope it's blown your mind. I hope it's kind of helped a little bit. Especially those people who knew me a couple of years ago and now have seen me as turned into like crazy woman. It's like when I first started the light language, I had Lydia and Nicole, and they were in the Caribbean at the time. I was like, Mum's spazzing out on social media. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? Do you know what? It's so interesting now, because now they've seen it and they've heard it and they've been around it more. Lydia gets, she's gonna kill me if she sees this. Hopefully she won't. Hopefully her friends as well follow me on social media. And then tell the girls what I've been saying. But hopefully they've not seen this video to the end. If you have, please don't mention this. But Lydia always gets premonitions, so her dad gets premonitions as well. And she got a premonition the other day. We were driving to the lakes, and she was like, Mum, I feel like somebody's going to drive into us. And I said, okay, do you mind, can I just protect us? She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, do you mind if I just channel light language with the intention of just protecting, to make sure that we don't have an accident when we're in the car? And she was like, no, Mum, no. Anyway, before she could say that, it just came through. It was really strong, just a couple of seconds. And that was it, and we were fine. Like, there was no problem. So they're getting more used to it, which is cool. But these things are getting more normal now, right? I think the kids are waking up so much more than adults. Like, they are accessing their gifts. It's incredible. I've been working with a teacher recently, again, randomly just sent to me. I thought she was at the other end of the world. It turns out she's 10 minutes down the road. Oh my gosh. High school teacher took her beyond the Galactic Veil, and the downloads that she got for the new schools moving forward, that like the way the education system is going to be moving forward, and how she's an instrumental part in creating this moving forward. Because, you know, obviously with my girls, I took them out of school nearly a year ago now, because I was just like, there's no way that I'm having them brainwashed with any more of this fucking bullshit that they teach them. Oh my goodness, they've transformed so much. You can just see their light shining so bright now that they are away from that system, and it is just beautiful. But this new school system moving forward is something that has been close to my heart a lot, because I know that it is difficult for parents to have children around. But it's something that I just don't have the capacity to do, you know, the knowledge or the capacity to do. But because she's in the education system, she's around the kids, she can see the kids like waking up, working with the crystals, getting in touch with their intuition, and it's like understanding the signs and synchronicities that are coming through. And she's there and she's creating these clubs for them and stuff, and then getting other teachers on side. And she was like literally reeling off all of these countries where these schools are going to be popping up, and it is mad. And this is how it happens, because it's not like her that's doing it. It's not a man-made structure who's like thinking about planning and controlling it and how we're going to do this. It's downloaded from source. It's downloaded from the higher realms. And this is why I've got so much trust in my life moving forward, because I know it's bigger than a human. It's bigger than any human system or structure that's out there. Like, she's had the download of what she needs to do here in her school. Somebody else in another school would have the same download, and then soon enough they'll be coming together, just like she came together to me to help her access the information she needed and to be put in touch with the network that I've created around me. It's like it's not a miracle, because I know it's God's source now that's making all of this stuff happen. But you just need to be open to it and get out of your head and think that, you know, humans and having to control and plan. And our minds aren't created to plan. Our minds, this human mind, is only created to be able to understand what's gone on in the past and make sense of what is happening now. But our potential for the future, like this mind cannot even comprehend what is going to happen. So me, on my vision board and what I want to create in my life moving forward, is tiny compared to what I know is going to happen, because what I know is going to happen is going to be bigger than anything that I can even imagine. And that's how it always happens. Like, if I'd have thought that I would land a 7K client, there's just no way. I'd have put resistance up there, you know. I'd have had the belief that it could never happen. So I didn't even, you know, it wasn't even a thought that entered my mind, and then the universe just delivered it to me. And there's loads of examples like that. But anyway, I'm babbling a bit. So if you want to hear more from me, you'll see all my links on my website, laurag-energy.com. And like I said, there's that free download. I've got my light language transmissions online, which are either £22, £33, depending on when you see this video. And yeah, there's my membership as well, which at the moment the current price is £33 a month, and it gives you access to like a ridiculous value in there. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with that now. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel like sharing this video with anybody, if you feel like it's resonated, that'd be amazing. And just have a beautiful day.